I don't know. Man, these guys are going to, in the modified division, have taken notice. They know that 7 car it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is there.
It's going to get a lot more exciting.
Well, we'll find out that we're just past the halfway point of the season. He's got 4 wins. We'll see what he can do, over the remainder of the season. Now, you got to remember the year he won his championship, 17 feature wins. That's probably not going to happen again this year or any other year. It's just too competitive, I think, for one guy to be that good. Can it happen? Sure. The likelihood of it, I'm going to bet against that as a safe bet.
Here's what I've watched through so far up to this season in that class. One guy will dominate for a couple weeks.
It's true.
And then everybody's like, okay, step up our stuff, start working on this, and then boom, somebody else dominates for a couple weeks.
From the first green flag up until just about 4 weeks ago, it was all Colin Weinberger.
Yeah.
Gray was fast. Bryson's been fast, and they've all got wins.
Campos was fast.
Campos, right. But it's been, so far we've had 2 dominant, I'd say not use the word dominant, 2 dominant cars with the Superman and the 7.
Two that you have, oh, great, they're up front again.
Right. Yeah. Let's talk about the Hornet division. This class is really starting to grow. It really is.
It's getting dicey out there, too. Some of them guys are slinging it in there and terrifying me to death.
You're right.
I'm like, you're going to hit the wall. You're going to hit it.
You don't want to hit a wall on a Hornet, man.
How'd that feel, Dom?
It felt great.
It knocked his tooth loose.
Yeah.
Just watch a video. It went viral.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That truly was.
I think they're all trying to emulate you.
So we had in the A main on, now this is going to Saturday. This is the mid-season championship. This is the start of our features. The Hornet division had 3 cars DNS, did not start. 1 car was DQ'd. The 17 of Bowden Lindbergh was DQ'd for rough driving. Austin Emery in the 17E, Ben Welty in the 42, and Kelsey Drager in the V4 did not start. That left 8 cars to take the green flag. 8th place went to the V8 of Chloe Van Sant. 7th was Devin Traslavinia in the 21T. Tiana Friend in the 428 was 6th. Andrew Wright in the 218, a top 5. Colton Rice in John Bassell's number 11 finished 4th. Best run that car has had to date. 3rd place went to Matt Diller. 2nd was KC Scott. And your winner, making his first appearance to the track since he moved out of state.
Yep.
Showed up, and we didn't just win. Put on a pretty dominating performance. Now, you look at the difference in time was 0.7 of a second, but if you look, that was because there was a late caution. But if you look where he was at before that caution, Tracy Muse absolutely dominated that race from the drop of the green flag. He checked out.
Is that a surprise to you?
No, it's not. But in a sense, it is, being the fact that these guys have been there every week this year, and he shows up out of state, hops in his car, which is being kept at his son-in-law's, Devin Traslavinia, and looked like he hadn't missed a day.
Race.
Yeah. True mid-season form.
Yeah.
It was an impressive run. It was a neat deal. See, I got a different message that said what I said, so
all good.
I'm, not trying to spread anything, but Tracy Muse in the M16, man.
What a car.
What a driver.
That was what made me so proud last year when I won that heat race. I was like, I beat him.
Yeah.
He was behind me.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's an awesome guy, too.
Yeah, he
awesome
is.
Family.
He's just fun. We went to Denny's after the races were over, and they were sitting there. So we actually sat with them. They invited us to sit at their table, and we sat there and chit-chatted and talk about it. The Muse family with the Traslavinas sitting there eating dinner. They are fun people. They truly are. We sat there and laughed. And we didn't get home till 1 a.m.
Wow.
I think we spent more time talking and laughing than we did eating. But it was fun. They're a good group of people, and I think he's heading out this week, heading back to Montana.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Street Stocks, Willamette Speedway Midseason Championship. We had 14 cars show up. 3 of them did not start the feature. That was the 49 of James Whitehouse, the 42 of Wayne Klink, and the 27 former champion Bill Allison did not start. 11th through 1st, starting at the back of the pack, was
Dom.
The 3K of handsome Dom Conti.
Now, keep in mind, I may have been last, but I've been finishing all these.
You finished.
That's the first step, right?
You finished
Finish
in-
all
in
the
a-
mains.
Keeping it under you and taking the checkered.
I got a little worried. I'm going to say I got a little worried because watching that car in the heat race, I'm thinking, oh, no. Dom's got his hands full with this thing. I didn't know if the throttle pedal was stuck halfway down or it just didn't have
No, that was when I found out it shifted into second gear.
That's what we talked about, yeah. That's what we talked about. So I was kind of going, oh, no. But in the main, it definitely looked better.
Yeah.
Definitely looked better, but got a lot of work to do. Like you said, the car set for asphalt. And
last night it definitely got faster.
Good.
So, yeah.
Glad to hear it. 10th was Mary Kate True in the number 23. Jefferson Auto Club was 9th in the F14. Richard Klink, the 11C, was 8th. Brody Sims, 7th. The 7th position in the 04 car. Kendall Irvine, with her best feature finish to date, was 6th in the K2. Top 5 looked like this. The 19W of Skylar Weinbarger. 4th was the 07 of Charlie Culpepper. And that's a fast little Camaro, that orange Camaro. It's pretty fast. I think they just need to get a couple little tweaks to get a little more power on the ground, and you might see him pick up a win this year. And that car is actually pretty quick. Got a monster motor in that thing. Joey Cannon in the 11th. The 11 car was 3rd. Did anybody notice anything with Joey Cannon?
He's in front of me.
He was in front of you.
I noticed he was highly motivated.
Was he not motivated?
Yeah. I know why.
I'm telling you, that car, that 11 car, before this year is over, he will have an A-main win. I'm going to say it right now.
Yeah, that car looks good on the track.
Joey figured something out last Saturday night, and you could see it. I think that was when Joey realized how hard he can drive that car.
Oh, I think he thinks he can drive it as hard, but I think he could still drive it harder. I had talked to him a little bit, and I was like, new car, did it come into it pretty? He goes, I adjusted this car way quicker than I have any other car. Mm-hmm. So even now, I still think he's kind of figuring stuff out, but he's just putting it a little farther in there, a little farther in there, a little farther in there.
He's on the cusp.
Yeah.
He really is. I mean, you look at...
it's going to stick.
You look who he ran with. Justin Evans was 2nd and had a broken right front shock on the Mercury Zephyr.
Yeah.
Still wheeled it.
He did, and he led quite a bit of that race until he was passed by eventual winner Dakota Goddard in the 89.
Hear that, Dakota? Justin's got a break for you to beat him.
It's going to get ugly around here.
Probably.
So that was your Street Stocks mid-season championship finishing order.
I just wanted to look at it.
Don wants to take that home and
he's looking at times.
Look at
Dom's
that.
looking at times.
I know.
Yeah, I've got almost a second and a half off that finally. See?
Sportsman cars. We had 14 show up. One was DQ, the 75 of Pfeiffer. And again, I heard that was for rough driving. I saw that there was a 3-car deal down in turns 1 and 2. I didn't see what happened. Any one of you guys see that? No, I didn't either. All I know is I just heard it come across the radio. 75 DQ rough driving.
Are you gonna let me say it? I don't know if you're gonna let me say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Well, I guess
write it in the text.
No,
first.
I guess I can't stop it.
I'm gonna put it out on the air because
this kind of scares me when he does stuff like that.
There was a lot of this weekend. There was a lot of that flag coming out.
He's talking about the movement you've started.
My black flag
I'm
movement.
here to tell you guys right now, Jeremy ain't putting up with it no more.
Yep.
He's put everybody on notice this last weekend. You guys are roughing up and crying about this guy did this and this guy did that. He's going to start putting it there.
He's done that one and hold your line flags.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you guys wanted the flagman to be more strict and aggressive, and now you're crying about it on Facebook when they're doing it. So he's doing it, and you're crying about it.
You know, you're not going to make everybody happy all the time, but you're right. You're right when you say what you just said.
You cried that he wouldn't do it, and now that he's doing it, you're crying again. So you know what? Why don't you shut up, tighten your belts, and drive it in there? And if you can't do it, go home. I don't even want to see it.
Whoa, Sam! Pump the brakes!
I've never heard you so excited.
Pump the brakes. That was one other time I got this back. But I'm serious. I'm serious right now.
I know you are.
In front of Moxie and everybody.
I love
it.
I love the passion.
You guys are just crying about crying. Why don't you just get in your car and worry about driving it?
Dom, He's right.
He is, and that's what it started as a joke, but it was reality. It's like there's so much derbying out there almost, and it gets to the point where like I didn't even want to do the super sport anymore after seeing how things like certain classes drive, and all of them for that matter, and it's just like. And I know it's a certain fine line you got to play. It's like, well, do we want to show? What do we want? Or do people need to get penalized for this? Well, now it's going to start happening.
Right.
Well, and there was the trophy dash where Joey got black flagged, and I was on board with that, and that video's up. To me, that looked like two guys just going for it. They were holding their lines. They got together, made a little, and then they got it into 3. But, it is still kind of one of those deals where you're going to drive how you're going to drive, and if you guys wanted him to start getting aggressive on it, and now he's aggressive on it, don't complain about it. Now you know what it's like. He's doing it equal across all classes. It wasn't like he picked one class to pick on it.
Like I say, that I noticed the hold your line flags. I noticed a lot of flags coming out. He's doing a great job. Like I say, things are going to take a little time to get in motion, I'm sure, but.
I was actually.
You brought up something I want to touch on.
See,
this is where you get me in trouble, Sam.
Well, you've gotten me in trouble a couple times, so if you got to take the showdown, you got to take the showdown. Go ahead.
This is where he gets me in trouble because he brings up something, and I go, okay, don't address that, don't talk about it. And then I say, I'm going to talk about it. Someone talk about it. I'm going to disagree with something you said just a few moments ago.
Okay, go ahead. I like it when you do.
Because this is about perspective and kind of where you are when you see what you see. The Joey Cannon black flag situation, I disagree with that call. Okay, from what I saw, Joey got in hard. He slowed down, made an attempt. He did touch Dakota a little bit.
But he was out of the throttle.
Out of the throttle. Didn't even upset Dakota's car. His car didn't twitch. It didn't turn. Nobody even slowed down, really. I mean, forward momentum-wise, there was nothing that really upset anything. I know how it looked, and this is the thing. I know how it looked because there was contact out of turn 4 the lap prior between Dakota and Joey. Mm-hmm. What I saw, okay, and it's a good thing that I'm not an official. What I saw was two guys racing hard for position. I didn't see anything dirty on Dakota's part or Joey Cannon's.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So I think we're agreeing there.
Okay. So we saw the contact coming on the straightaway. When there was a hole, Joey saw it. Joey went for it. Things didn't work out. Nobody wrecked. There was some, little bumping and banging. I didn't think anything serious. Did you see this, Dom?
No.
Okay. So we both agree there was nothing serious out of turn 4. That looked like aggressive or rough driving.
Front stretch was fine with me.
Right. Nobody got out of shape. They drove out of it. They went around turns 1 and 2. Dakota actually pulled away about a car length and a half down the backstretch into 3. Joey, being a competitive racer, drove the car in hot, came in pretty hard, touched the brakes, slowed the car down enough. He did get to the backside of Dakota. A little bit of a bump. Dakota's car didn't twitch, it didn't turn sideways, didn't upset him in any way, shape, or form. I was surprised
that there was a black.
I was surprised on that call.
So you got to remember, I was watching from a different spot. So,
right. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
From what I saw, my perspective looking down on it, which can be quite different than where the track official made the call. I know he's closer to the track, has a little different angle than what we've got in the Moxie Tower. My personal opinion was, if I was the flagman, I wouldn't have made that call.
Yeah. But also, it's on his mind now, so he's watching it. And this was the weekend that he put everybody on notice.
Right. Absolutely.
You are on notice right now.
Absolutely.
And that's fine.
And I think that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. I do, because we've seen some stuff this year that has been...
And now you got late models starting in the back. You better be on your game.
Right.
So, I talked to Dakota and Joey both on this.
Well, both of them, they both said to me was like, hey, I don't know why that happened. I mean.
And it was more of, what do you think? And I think my comment to Dakota sums it up the best. I go, did you put the fans on their feet? And he goes, yeah, I love doing that. And I go, that's all that matters.
There you go. But, I mean, again, from what I saw, my perspective, I'm not saying that, that my opinion even matters in the situation. It's done. It's history. You move on. I just personally felt that if I was a flagman, I wouldn't have made that call. I just didn't see anything that warranted that. Jeremy might have had a different spot.
Yep.
That's okay. That's just how it goes sometimes. You don't get all the calls.
You're not going to get them all right. You're human.
Well, And that's the thing. And and we've said this before in the show, and I'll say it every week. If there's one job at the racetrack you could not pay me enough money to do,